to another episode of Social Media at 101 from 2Kids Limited. My name is Lillian and I'm here with
On Wilson.
Thank you. Now, you've probably thought about running ads to promote your business, but have you stopped to ask yourself the right questions before spending your money? Now, let's walk you through it simply and clearly. Firstly, so why should you even bother running a sponsored ad?
So, for every serious business that is into buying and selling of product or services, needs to run sponsored ad, right? Because if you need to market your business, then you need to run sponsored ad. Because ad is just a way of marketing your business to a larger crowd with the use of social media, right? So, if you know that you need to reach more persons, be it in your vicinity or outside of your vicinity and all that, then you need to run sponsored ads.
So, lots of people want to run ads. Everybody is running ads for their business. Nobody is really taking note of the important factors to consider. So, what are the factors to consider before running an ad?
Okay, most of the clients that I work with, when they bring up, they want to run ad and all that, the first thing I try to find out is what's the objective or the goal of this ad? What do you intend to accomplish with this ad, right? And when you talk about goal now, you're talking about is this ad meant for direct sales, right? Or is it just for publicity or awareness, right? Or is it an educational content, right? This objective of the ad is what is going to guide you through the setup of the ad, right? So when you understand the objective of this ad, what the person or what you as a business want to achieve, right? That will guide every other step, including your target audience, your budget, the place that you're targeting, and a whole lot of other things when you're setting up your ad.
So some people just run ads and just leave it there and forget about it. What are the factors to consider while your ad is running?
Okay, while your ad is running, when we do our ad setup, right, there's a whole lot of things we do in setting up the ad, right, including the interest of persons, their age range, location, and all that, right. And if you're not getting a comfortable result, like, what do I mean by that? Now, your ad is not delivering, then you know that it could either be your targeting is wrong, or your budget is too low, or your content is terrible, right? Forgive me for being that blunt, right? So these are some of the things that you consider. The content that you're making use of, it has to be top notch, right? Because you don't just use a whack content and expect to make millions. It's almost like most people in real estate, where they could just carry their Android phone and do a whack video, maybe do a voiceover and all that, and they're selling plot of land worth millions of naira. Right? If you're selling such high commodity like this, you should be able to afford a quality visual and a quality sound. Put in some effort, right? Because the people they are selling to are not poor people, right? It's not the poor person that can just wake up one morning, see your ad, and send you 5 million, 10 million to purchase your land, right? So your content has to be top notch, right? Now, the audience that you are reaching out to, you need to understand the audience you're reaching out to, right? You cannot be selling land and you're reaching out to Gen Zs. You get? In as much as, there are some young guys that buy land and that, but what's the ratio? What's the proportion of young guys that buy land compared to the middle aged or the elderly ones, right? So when you now see that there's a higher proportion to the middle and the elderly ones, you now know that you ought to set your target to that age range, right? Saving you the whole stress of the Gen Zs and all that stuff. You get? Now we talk about the targeting. Now you understand, when you understand the objective, you understand the interest of the persons that will be interested in whatever thing you're targeting, whatever thing you're selling, I mean, right? So we look at the demography, what they are interested in, what they like. We also consider some keywords that we use in order to, because when we get this thing done, then it gives us a good result, right? Then another thing now we also look at now is our conversion skills, right? Most people have a way of carving out I call it a love letter, right? Where you just list a whole lot of things out there. You're welcome to so and so hub where we do this, we do that, we do that. This is how much you said, this is how much you said that, this is our account number. Kindly make payment, send your receipt and all that. And you now expect magic to happen. Miracle worker indeed, right? And at the end of the day, social media ad is not a miracle, right? Yeah. So it's a conversation you have with people, because you understand that people differ, right? When you reach out to somebody, right, you expect to have a unique conversation with that person that suits your needs, right? And another person reaching out also have a totally different need from you, right? So you don't get to send your love letter to this person and send it to another person as well. And at the end of the day, you now see that this ad is not
You
converting.
expect the same reaction.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's one of the things. That's some of the things you consider when you're running an ad.
So some many business owners run ads for different reasons. So I'd like to ask, what are the goals for running an ad?
Okay, some of the goals now when you're setting up your ad now is to gain the first one now is to gain engagement, right? Say for example, you made a post, right, a video or a comment, and you need people to like, comment, shares, and you even need views, right? You can run an ad to at least generate more engagement for whatever post it is, right? Then you can also run an ad to boost your page. Say your page is low, right? You have maybe 100, 200, and you want to boost it to 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, and all that. You can run an ad to boost your page, right? If you have a website and you want to engage your website and you want to increase the traffic in your website, you can run an ad channeling people towards your website, right? Thereby gaining traffic for your website, right? If you want to generate leads for your business or whatever, you can run an ad channeling people to either call you or to either send you a message, either on Messenger or a business WhatsApp, right? Yeah, these are basically the
Oh.
goals that you can actually set for your ad.
So most people are new to running ads. Not everybody knows how to run ads.
Yeah.
So what are some of the common mistakes that people make?
Okay, the first mistake people make now is the content, right? Content. What I mean by content now, we talk about the written content, we talk about the picture graphics content, and we talk about the video content, right? Currently now the social media algorithm has been more favorable to video content, right? So we recommend video content for most art that goes out, right? Now, when people create their video content, they are not intentional about creating their video content. They just create anything that they create and just expect that once you see it, you purchase, right? But imagine a case where you have we have one iPhone, let's say iPhone 12, right? And use another iPhone to snap this phone and use an Android to snap it. If I place two of them if I place two of them to you and tell you that this one is 500,000, this one is 500,000, you will choose the one that was snapped with an iPhone because it has a better quality, right? And it will not surprise you to know that if I bring the same iPhone, the one that was snapped with an iPhone, the other one was snapped with an Android, and say the one with an iPhone is 550, and the one with the Android that was snapped with Android, no, it's 450. Most people would tend to go for the one with the iPhone because they will feel that this is more original than the one with the bad quality. You get, and this is how human psychology works. So goes your content that you're developing. The quality of content you move at actually matters. That's the first one now. The second mistake people make now is in their targeting, right? People are not so equipped towards targeting their ideal customer. They don't even know the ideal customer, right? Thereby they allow Facebook make decide for them who they want and all that, right? And the Facebook will make use of Nigeria as a target audience, the location, right? And the mistake about making Nigeria your target audience is Nigeria is populated with about 60 to 70% of the northerners, right? So when you run an ad and you and you target Nigeria as your target audience, right? The ad is the tendency of your ad going to the northern is about 60 to 70%, right? Leaving you with about 20 to 30% in the southeast, south, and all that, right? And I'm guessing the north are not your target audience. That is if you do not intend to target them, right? The north are not your target audience. So you will end up having a bad result. You get, another challenge people also go through is in over detailed targeting, right? It's a concept when you trying to target, when you're trying to pick the interest and all that. People streamline their interest to the very core, yeah. You get, and that's narrow your reach, thereby reducing the amount of person you could possibly reach, right? So I recommend people do not go too detailed in their targeting. You get, now the last one I want to talk about now is the budget. For the fact that Facebook, for example, now the minimum they charge is about a $1 equivalent, which is like 1,600, doesn't mean that it is a 1,600 ad you should be running and should not be expecting magic to happen, right? For a 1,000 for $1, spending $1 per day now, your reach should be probably 500 to 700 persons, yeah, right? And you not expect to have thousands of sales and all that when your budget is quite low, right? So me, I recommend at least minimum minimum $2 at least. No matter what you're doing, $2 at least. If you can do more than that, fine and good, right? And no matter how much you're spending, make sure that your ad at least is minimum of 4 days. Even Facebook, when you're running ad, Facebook will recommend that this ad should run at least for 4 days, right? Because it gives their algorithm time to actually boost. You get thereby getting your post to be seen by more persons, right? Now, another one now is starting your ad and stopping it. Say you start it again later, right? It grows. What's the word again? So it grows like a funnel, right? So say for example now, if the first day you're able to reach 1,000, the second day is not 2,000 you reach, you might reach 2,500. The third day you might reach another additional 2,000, making it about 4,500 and all that, right? But the moment you enter your ad, it starts afresh. You get so it's not advisable to be cutting and continue. If you want to run your ad for 1 week, run it for 1 week straight, 2 weeks, 2 weeks straight, 1 month, 1 month straight. You get so these are basically some of the mistakes that most people make when running their ad.
Now, most businesses have websites, while many don't. So it's a website really important for running
A website, basically running an ad, you really do not need a website. The only time you need a website is when you are channeling your ad to a website. At that point in time, then you need a web link that you can put in your ad, that you can channel people seeing your ad to a website, right? Even another issue that comes up is when people try to channel traction to their WhatsApp group, right? Say you don't want to send them any, you don't want them to send you messages. You should just see your post and join your WhatsApp group, right? If you copy that your the link to your WhatsApp group and upload it on Facebook, it wouldn't work. You get so you will now use most of all these sites that converts a link, that is Bitney. Like you upload your link, your WhatsApp group link to the website, and it converts that WhatsApp link to a web link, and that is what you can now upload and you can use. But basically, you don't need a website to run ads, except when your ad is channeled towards your website. So you need to have a website.
Thank you very much, Mr. Wilson.
My pleasure.
That was very, very insightful. Now, running ads isn't magic. It's marketing with intention. Now, when you have a clear goal, a strong content, and smart targeting, your ad can go from just another post to a real business driver. Now, if you have any questions at all, you can drop them in the comment section and I'll be sure to reply to each and every one of them. Stay tuned for our next topic on platforms to run your ads. See you soon. Bye bye.